on behalf of the Board of Trustees Chairman, Dr. Tunde Ayeye, and our National Executive Council members, the Deputy President, Ajia Zinab Saleh, all the directors and the Vice President for the Northern and Western region, and our Registrar, Mr. Gideon Adesoji. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to be part of this history, to be part of this wonderful association where we take capacity development, learning, upskilling very, very important. I was able to be part of a very important meeting yesterday at 7-Up Bottling Company with the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, the HSC arm yesterday, and it was a world of experience for me at another level. I was able to engage with safety professionals, and it was a mind-blowing engagement. And we also used the opportunity to let everybody know that we are partners. Facility managers and safety professionals, we are partners. We are jack of all trade, master of all. Safety professionals too, but we are on the helicopter level. We are not trying to start a debate here, but facility managers, encompasses multiple disciplines, multiple professions: engineering, surveying, quantity surveying, real estate, operations and maintenance, technology, ISO 41001 standards, leadership strategy, environmental stewardship is all encompassing. Our competencies is in about 10 key professions. So we cover the ground. So today it's going to be an exposition. I also want to say a very big thank you to our facilitator, Madam Kate. Thank you so much, Madam, for honoring us to be part of this history, and also to share your wealth of experience with us. This is AFMPN for short. We are the only recognized facility management association, local facility management association in Nigeria. We are affiliated to the Global Facility Management Association. We are also affiliated to the Africa Facility Management Association with the branch in Namibia. And we welcome you all once again. I want you to be attentive today. Get ready your paper, your notepad, and scribble down some of the things that you learned today, things that seems you are learning for the first time. Yes, that is why we are all learning. We will learn until they will leave this place. So let's open our hearts. I'd like to specially invite every one of us to our upcoming conference in the Rock City, Abeokuta, September 18 to 19. It's going to be a wonderful experience at the conference hotel opposite Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library in Abeokuta, Ogun State. So take your time to visit our website, www.afmpn.org, register, participate. Students will be there. Even the secondary school students will be there for our FM club. They have representation. Top-notch professionals will be there. Engineer Jamu is going to be there, who is an HSC top-notch person. Mr. Dapo Malade is going to be there. So it's going to be power-packed. It's going to be filled up with the high-level speakers. Facilitators are going to share their wealth of experience with us. I'm very excited, and I know we are going to have a good experience today. Thank you all for coming. God bless.
Thank you so much, sir, for the opening remark. That's Dr. Olumide Aino. Thank you so much. We are going to be going into the session properly soon, but I still want to encourage us to encourage others to also join in early. So while doing that, I want to know where you are. I know somebody have even initiated that, and I'm happy. Thank you for joining from Lagos State Safety Commission. Thank you so much for joining, sir. We appreciate you. So I want to know where you're joining in from, your name, where you are joining in from. And you can also put your organization if you are interested also. So in the chat box, I want it buzzing. I want it buzzing. So please, your name, where you're chatting us from, where you're joining in from, either from Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, Nigeria, or Ghana, or any other where that you're joining us from. Just put it in the chat box, and we want to also use this opportunity to be like a networking opportunity. You never can tell, somebody in the chat box might be interested in either your organization or just appreciate or love your name and want to engage you. So please make the chat and the chat room buzzing. Make it buzzle, buzzle, buzzle. So we'll go straight to the session now, and I'm going to stop sharing to reshare. Sorry. Okay. Have I? So please confirm that you can see my screen loud. You can confirm in the chat box, but I'm only going to be yielding to. Okay, so because I don't want us to unmute ourselves and forget to mute back our mic, so I'm only going to be getting confirmation from the facilitator. So, Madam Kate, you can see my screen. I believe so, ma.
Yes. Thank you so much, Madam Titi. I can see you.
Okay, so today's speaker is Mrs. Eke Kate Nneka, a health and safety, quality health, safety, and environment professional. And she has experience in safety beyond what I am even opportune to actually read to us today. So Madam Kate is an accomplished quality and health and environment professional with over 2 decades of experience in occupational health, safety, quality management, and organizational development. A fellow of the Institute of Safety Professionals of Nigeria, she is widely recognized for her dedication to promoting workplace safety, professional excellence, and capacity building. An engaging speaker, respected thought leader, a panelist. She has presented papers and delivered keynote addresses at several professional forums, including the Institute of Safety Professionals of Nigeria, ISPON, national webinar, the one that we had, and it was a very, I actually wanted to divert. It was a very engaging webinar. She spoke on psychosocial safety in April 2026 that also attracted a recognition award from the Canadian Pure Breed Institutions. Guest speaker at the Institute of Quantity Surveyor, and 2-time speaker at the Arc Legacy Project, amongst others. She also holds a Bachelor of Science degree in microbiology from the University of Benin and a Master's of Social Works in Industrial Social Welfare from Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso. Over the course of her career, Madam Kate has held key leadership positions, including quality control manager and safety manager, contributing significantly to the development and implementation of effective health, safety, environmental, and quality management systems across diverse organizations. Driven by a passion for mentoring and developing future professionals, she coordinates the ISPON National Youth Service Corps, that's NYSC, Professional Development Scheme in Lagos State, providing guidance and career development opportunity for young graduates pursuing careers in occupational health and safety. Madam Kate currently serves as the Vice Chairman of the Institute of Safety Professionals of Nigeria, Lagos State Branch, where she continues to champion safety awareness, professional development, and strategic initiative that strengthens the practice of health and safety across Nigeria. Madam Kate Eke is committed to advancing workplace safety, professional excellence, capacity building, and strategic health and safety initiatives. Her work combines QHSE leadership with mentoring and professional development, contributing to a stronger safety culture across Nigeria. She is particular about championing safety awareness, professional development, and strategic QHSE leadership. I can continue and continue on, and I've not started seeing the chat room buzzing. It has not. So I'm not going to yield to our speaker if I don't get that reaction in the chat box. Okay, let's continue to. And also mentioned she's blessed with beautiful children, graduates, and also even a safety professional as part of our children. So thank you so much. I've not seen, the room is not buzzing. Let's continue to welcome our speaker while I yield to her. Madam Kate, you're welcome. Thank you for honoring our call. We appreciate you, and we believe that we are going to learn so much from you today. You can have the floor, ma.
Okay. Thank you so much, elegant and beautiful Madam Bolaji Titi. Good morning to our distinguished guests, our leadership
Good
of
morning, ma.
Association of Facility Managers Nigeria. We also want to say good morning to friends, my other colleague professionals joining this morning. I deeply appreciate this opportunity given to me by the leadership of Association of Facility Management Practitioners of Nigeria. I do not take this for granted. I have also been a dedicated follower of your webinar. I've attended several, except weekends when I'm actually fully engaged. So I have gained a lot from this webinar. And most times when I'm not connecting, I always trouble my welfare person. Why am I not connecting? So today is a great privilege to have me here. And I appreciate our curator, our beautiful, full of energy, Madam Titilayo Bolaji, who also doubled as our welfare officer in the Institute of Safety Professionals of Nigeria, Lagos chapter, Lagos branch, sorry. This morning, we are looking at a very timely topic. I call it timely because even the ILO team for this year was specifically on building psychologically safe and high-performing workplace environment. So I actually appreciate the leadership of Association of Facility Management of Practitioners Nigeria for bringing up this topic again. It's so timely and we can never get tired of speaking about it. Now we are looking at the social imperative of ESG in facility management. We're going to take it down through building psychologically safe and high-performing facilities. Our topic before us here is actually very wide, but I pray God will help us to minimize and be able to actualize everything we need to do here within our stipulated time. All right, thank you all for having me again. And now, beginning this with we are going to begin with two scenarios. So this will connect us to what we have today. The first scenario is talking about a technician he hears the same vibration he reported once before and was blamed for it. The pump fails. The entire building loses cooling. Business suspend operation. Tenants complain. Millions of naira are lost. During the investigation, management asks, why didn't anyone report it? Then we'll come to the second scenario we are looking at this morning. Said now, imagine a different morning, the fire alarm sounds. The fire alarm sounds. Fire alarm sound. People react immediately. Doors open. People begin moving towards the exit. There's a beautiful staircase in the center of the building, wide, majestically and totally impressive. And everyone knows that this is the way people start going down. Now we're going to connect this. We're going to look at what is the problem. Not everyone can use that staircase. Someone uses a wheelchair. Someone may have significant mobility limitation. Suddenly, the building reveals what normal condition hide. A crisis instantly exposes what normalcy hides. The question is no longer, is there an emergency exit? The question becomes, can everyone actually use the emergency strategy? If no, a much harder question, who did we design the building for? You know, this is a question that every facility manager must have behind their heart, because when we talk about facility management, it's a lifetime profession. You know, it's based on the primary psychological needs of man, according to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Is at the base of it. Everyone needs shelter. To carry out any activity at all, we need to. So looking at this, we're going to connect it in three ways. And I want us to have it in mind that disability is not a personal characteristic. It is a mismatch between human needs and the design of the environment according to CAT. This is a critical point that the facility managers must have in mind. Now we're going to look at what impact does this have in our society today. Findings, we have 91.3% of remote contributory accident factors were attributed to management factors in Nigeria factory study, according to Okuje. Now, 10% could not evacuate immediately without assistance. 35% experienced some difficulty evacuating immediately without assistance. Now, this brings us here. What do these two stories have in common? At the end of this webinar, we'll be able to connect it. And so every one of us will learn one or two things to enhance our facilities as facility manager. This is the bridge into the social imperative we are talking about. We have three different FM problems here, three different facility management problems here. One is psychological safety. The other is emergency preparedness. The last one there we are talking about is workplace design. But beneath all the three is this same question we're going to ask: how does this facility treat people? Very important. And that brings us to the imperative of ESG in facility management. Now, we are diving into today's presentation, and we're going to look at these 7 objectives. We're going to look at the social imperative of ESG, why the X matters. We have the E, we have X, we have G, but the X matters a lot. We're going to be looking at psychological safety. What is psychological safety? What is it all about? We're going to dive into the facility manager's role. looking into inclusive spatial design of the facility itself, comparing it and bringing it to high-performing facilities. Then we look at leadership and accountability. Then we'll come to call to action. What's next? What are we going to do next, having known all this? And of course, we conclude the webinar. So let's dive in. Now we're looking at the 3 pillars of ESG. E stands for environmental. When we talk about environmental, we talk about how the facility manager can manage energy, the use of energy, alternative to energy, less cost, so that at the end, both the facility owner, the tenant, everyone working with the facility manager will ensure that energy is being conserved. Then we look at the facility manager attending to proper waste management, which is very, very important to our environment. Proper waste management in every facility is managing, and of course, resource stewardship across a building lifestyle. Yeah, we're going to look into social aspect of it, talking about how the facility manager relates with people, the kind of culture they have created in that facility where he's managing, whether it's a safe culture or unsafe, right? Whether it's a culture that promotes fear or psychosocial safety, psychological and psychosocial safety, and of course, trust among workers, which is very key, how he relates with them. That will make everything work perfectly in a facility management, and there will be sustenance of that facility management. Then we'll come to governance. What are the policies the facility managers are to hold on to? Accountability, talking about standard, talking about the SDG goals that will help sustain such facilities. So all this, we are going deep into it as we continue. Now, we'll look at the social imperative. All right. We have 2 legs under this presentation. So after the social imperative, we'll go into the building of safe and high-performing facilities. So let's take the social imperative first. Looking at ESG itself, creating a sustainable organization. Then we cannot ask only whether our buildings are sustainable. We have to ask whether the people inside those buildings are safe. Is there inclusiveness for everyone? Is everyone respected? Are we working as a team to achieve this goal? And is everyone heard in the facility we are managing? We'll go back to say, if people do not feel safe enough to tell us when something is wrong, then our environmental system, safety system, maintenance, and of course, government can quickly be quiet. And we'll look at what that quietness will result into as we proceed. Then you also come to say that the X matters. Despite we're talking about the environment, talking about governance, but the social imperative is the key. How do you relate with human to achieve that sustainable facility we are talking about? Now let's look into what psychological safety is all about. First of all, let's look at the safety. The facility manager is an anchor person. From this diagram we are seeing here, you can see the number of persons he's relating with per time. The facility manager has to relate with the property manager, with the building or asset owner, the occupants. Everyone on this slide must be satisfied by the facility manager. You see that there's a huge responsibility on the side of the facility manager. It is a profession that has come to stay, stays for life, like we said. Everyone needs shelter to carry out our various activities, even at home, industries. So it is very, very key for us to know how to relate with everyone we are seeing to achieve a resilient and a sustainable facility. All right. Having said that, we look at this is very important. Buildings do not speak. That is the truth. No matter how anything you put in your building, no matter how well it is planned, buildings don't speak. Equipment does not speak. Data, even if you have the best data collection as a facility manager, they will not speak. We only have people. People do speak. So when we are looking at ESG, the S, the social imperative, is so important. How do we relate with people? All right. And the future of ESG depends on whether they believe it is safe to do so, whether they believe it is safe to talk, it is safe to speak out, it is safe to communicate. Now, let's, without assumption, let's look at what psychological safety is all about. When we talk about, psychological safety is the safety that has been so silent over the years, and we deeply appreciate the ILO team this year for bringing it up. We are always looking at physical safety. We are always looking at other safety, but this psychological safety has been very silent, and it has been hurting. It has been hurting now even more than the physical safety we are talking about. Now, let's quickly run down what psychological safety is all about. It's all about is the belief that you can speak up. Is everyone working with the facility manager able to speak up? I say a leader that does not get feedback from followers is a weak leader, sorry to say. The ability for you to get feedback to everyone you are relating with in a community part time, whether it's a micro community, mega, is so important. Having people around you to spot out what has gone wrong will go a long way to stop incidents in our facility. So we are looking at allowing people around you to speak up, ask questions, share ideas, admit your mistake even as a facility manager, own your mistake and put up appropriate corrective measures in place. So we look at all this, run it down quickly so that we'll be able to cover due to our time. We're talking about speak openly about concerns and problems. People in your facility should be able to share ideas and suggestions with you. No man is an island. You are not going to achieve a sustainable facility based on just what you know, even if you are a professor in facility management. Ask questions without feeling. Can your people working with you, can vendors, can contractors, can the safety professional, the maintenance person, can the cleaner be free enough to ask you questions? Report incident, mistakes, or near misses without fear of being punished. Disagree respectfully with manager or colleague. Learn from mistake. All right. And we can go on and go on. And of course, express concern about stress and workload. If everyone working with you as a facility manager cannot easily state everything we have stated here, then there's a fundamental issue, which of course will result into incident in our workplace. Now let's look at, we have one building as a facility manager, but there are two cultures usually. Which of the cultures are you operating in your facility? Are you operating a facility that has a culture of fear, or the one that is psychologically safe? That is the question we always have in our mind as facility manager. Then when we talk about culture of fear, when people cannot easily report, when people cannot feel free to give you feedback, when people are not free to ask questions, when people are not free to state when things go wrong, then there is silence. Silence in your building most times does not mean that everyone is complying. Silence is not compliance all the time. Silence as a result of fear, culture of fear. Remember the first scenario we look at. The worker mentioned about the fault in that pump, and he was blamed for it. And so he had the same vibration. And the fear of speaking up, he did not speak up. And at the end, what happened? Incident occurred. Downtime, loss of money, loss of resources. All right? Loss of reputation as well. Then we'll come to, if you are the facility manager that has taken time to create a culture that is psychologically safe, you get early reports from your workers. They know that you are open-minded. You are ready to take any report, whether it's a faulty equipment, all right, whether it's a communication breakdown. You are ready to accept, and you are ready to own any mistake and put corrective measures in place. Then they will report early. Then once the incident or any failure is being reported early, preventive measures comes in quickly, and there's business continuity. There's business continuity. If there's no business continuity, your asset owner might even be forced to change to another facility manager. So this is very important. Now let's look at the hidden cost of silence. I mentioned earlier that silence does not mean that everybody is complying. You walk into your facility and nobody's saying anything. Nobody is giving you signal that something has gone. You have to check. You have to check. The hidden cost of silence will result into unsafe condition. Workers notice and they ignore. I won't be the one to mention it. They will say it's my fault. They will say, Kate, no. So workers hesitate to report. Nobody says anything. Well, we are not the manager. If anything goes wrong, it's Oga they will hold. You are forgetting that you are working as a team. You are working as a team to actualize a sustainable facility. So if that continues to happen, definitely hazard in your workplace, hazard in the facility you are managing will escalate, and incidents will definitely occur. And when that does, it's going to give you a bad reputation where you are managing the facility. Now let's look at some of the things that destroy psychological safety. We talk about hierarchy dominance. You are the Oga pata there. Nobody says anything. Your word is law. Once you say anything, you don't have just what I've said is law. Just go ahead and do it. You can see the gap between the facility manager. He's the boss, but he's feeling lonely up there. All right, because he has created the breach. There's no communication, proper communication, and everybody is looking at him. And of course, failure will occur. Then the next one, we're looking at blame culture. If I speak now, they will blame me. She speaks too much. He speaks too much. Probably is the one that triggered that incident. Lack of trust. Working with somebody you know that does not trust you brings your energy down. That's the truth. You come with higher energy and your facility manager is peeping whether you are doing the right thing or not. It drops your morale. All right? You are psychologically affected. And of course, productivity becomes low. Efficiency becomes low. We talk about favoring some people, some workers with you against the other. You have people that are your favorites. Whatever they say is correct. And the other person comes in and say, that is wrong as a facility manager. And it is a psychological risk. We look at fear to report. All right? Fear to work, fear to comply. We look at manipulation. Are you a manipulative facility manager? You manipulate among people. All right? You manipulate among your colleague. We say you are doing a rule by division. And so there's chaos that brings psychological risk into your facility that you are managing. Ignoring contractors. Yeah, what happened? Okay, ignoring contractors. Hello, can someone confirm if you can hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
I can. I wasn't hearing you before, but
Yes,
possibly
we
it's
can
from
hear
your
you.
side.
Yes, we
Thank
can.
you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Then
Gaza.
ignoring
Take
your,
time.
all right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ignoring your contractors. A facility manager, you work with a lot of contractors and you ignore them in terms of payment, in terms of when they bring complaint to you. You ignore them. You don't pay them as of when due. Probably the asset owner has even paid you and you refuse to pay your contractors. Very soon you'll be alone. And the facility you are managing will have issues and you might even lose your job. Because even when you are being employed or you are being outsourced, if all this continue, definitely there will be downtime. And the truth is that everyone is into business for profit. In safety, we say risk without benefit is not acceptable. That's the truth. Why take the risk? Why pay the facility manager? Why give him percentage in managing your facility when things are actually not working, when there's no benefits? And that will affect you drastically because you are ignoring contractors. You ignored me. What I supplied last month, you did not pay, and you expect me to supply again when you have emergency? No way. So that is important. Punishment. Yes, we know that some workers might have fault in this, but notwithstanding, you should minimize your punishment. Query all the time. Query today, query tomorrow. Weary people working with you. Do you weary them? You weary your workers, you weary your contractors, you weary your vendors, you weary the cleaner, and they leave, and you are left alone to do your part. You lose competent staff by doing that as a facility manager. All right, so let's look at how facility managers improve the psychological safety we have been talking about. As a facility manager, we showed you the number of people you deal with. They were almost up to 20 there. So it is a profession that you have to integrate people, place, and process to create what? Safe, functional, inclusive, and productive built environment. Working with ISO 41011 of 2024 defines the facility manager around people, place, and process. International facility managers also explain facility manager as ensuring buildings are functional, safe, comfortable, sustainable, and efficient. Now, let's look at some of the attributes that a facility manager must have to be able to improve psychological safety in his workplace. The first one, the listening ability. A good facility manager must create genuine opportunity to listen to voices around him. We'll quickly move because of our time. Talk about inclusiveness. You should include everyone around you. No discrimination of any type. Include everyone, but we told you that there's nobody that is disabled. We mentioned it. So you should be able to include everyone to work successfully. Respond. What is your response to people? Are you ready to get feedback? Are you ready to follow up on what they have mentioned without blame or punishment? Are you ready to own it as the facility manager overseeing people, not only the facility? We mentioned you're not only overseeing the facility, which is the environment, but the X, that is what we're talking about, the social imperative, people you are working with. Then communication. Communication is so key. You are relating with both professionals or skilled laborers, so you should be able to know how to communicate with each and everyone in an appropriate manner where they get information. In safety, we say communication is not just passing safety information. It's also ensuring that they receive it. And there is a feedback that whatever you have stated is being carried out in a safe manner. That is when your communication is complete. Now we talk about measures. How do you measure performance? Key performance indicators should be there for facility manager. How do you do that? You should track psychologically safety along operational performance. If you see a worker that all of a sudden You used to be full of energy. Report and suddenly goes quiet. Not for just a day, not for a week. Then something has gone wrong. You should be sensitive enough to find out. So there are trackers looking at performance rate, all right? Those are trackers that we know there's issue now with this worker, there's issue with this part of this facility. So you have different key performance indicators that help us as facility managers. Now, we said that psychological safety is not about being nice. No, I'm not ensuring that we are psychologically safe because I want to be nice to you. No, it's about a facility manager giving candid feedback, openly admitting mistakes if there's any, and learning from each other. We are all team. Your facility will not be sustained if your cleaners are not in good terms with you. If your safety personnel are not in good terms with you, your contractors. So it is just going beyond being nice. No, it's about giving candid feedback, not personalizing it to somebody that this one said something wrong to me last time, and the person wants to bring idea that we improve your facility. You look at him as a facility manager, say, shut up, I don't want to hear from you, you are always lousy. That is wrong. So it's not being nice, but giving candid feedback, openly admitting mistake, and of course, learning from each other. No man is an island. Now we're coming to the second leg of this presentation. We are talking about creating high-performing facilities now. What are the things that we need to put in place in our facility as a facility manager? I know that most of us, we are being assaulted and we are being employed. We are not owners of the facilities. We can have issues that this facility, they have foundational problem, but you can play the role of an advisor. And so that comes in here, creating that higher performing facility. We are going to look at 5 pillars quickly. I pray we'll be able to round it up in good time. We're going to look at 5 pillars of inclusive spatial design. Now, talking about the space you are managing now. What are the things now, the modern things you have to put in place, or the adjustment you need to do in the facility you are managing that will enhance the psychology of everyone there? We are going to look at 5 of them. We are going to look at neuro-inclusive and sensory design. You know, everything that has to make your workers, all our sense organs perform effectively. That's what we are talking about. My brain is performing because I'm concentrating due to what you have put in place in the facility. All right, all my senses are at alert because the facility, the things you have put on the facility can make me work efficiently. We are going to look at universal mobility and wayfinding, at least talking about accessibility in the facility you are managing, spatial autonomy, looking at dignity-centric amenities, then looking at biophilia and restorative spaces. So let's dive in. So we have this typical office experience. Then we're going to talk about the inclusive alternative that the facility manager should include if these things are not already operational in the facility you have been asked to manage. So in our normal setting, we have generator noise, loud conversations, ringing phones, harsh lightning, no quiet retreat for people to think and be creative. Come to what do you do? What do you include? As a facility manager, you should have acoustic zoning, things that can absorb noise, minimize noise. All right, minimize noise pollution, like low flaking lightning, quiet rooms, control sensory environment instead of people standing up to control one gadget or the other. It is being censored. You use a remote control that saves you the X of doing that. Now we say the shift now is from surviving the workplace to being able to focus within it. You are not only surviving as a worker, but you have the ability to remain focused and be effective and be productive where you are working. So that the facility manager must ensure that the workplace has such facilities. We look at universal physical access. Now we should, in our facility we are managing, all what I'm saying, you are not the facility owner, you're not the asset owner, but you can act as an advisor. So you can advise power-assisted doors that open automatically as people approach it. It eases everyone the stress of opening and closing. We talk about a visual audible emergency alarm, which is very, very key. Let your alarm be distinct. And let it also have both light and sound. If you cannot see, you can hear. So in due time, everybody, once the emergency alarm is being triggered, if you can't hear for any reason, you can see. And so you know that, oh, something has gone wrong in this facility, and you'll be able to save the life of everyone in the facility you are managing. We talk about step-free entrances and flush floor transition, no raised threshold between rooms. All right, you know those days, you can walk in an office, this room is so high, and you are just a vendor or a contractor, you not realize that there's a step down in the other one, someone can trip and fall. So that is what we're talking about here. Let it be leveled. Rest, you have rest, sitting position and long circulation routes where people can sit and have a break before continuation. Evacuation refugee area, this is very important. We must have this all located where people who cannot immediately use stairs can wait for assistance for any reason, or maybe people that are heavily pregnant or people that have one disability or the other. We have a place where they can stay and wait for the safety warden to assist them to evacuate in case there's any emergency. Now, high contrast signals. If you have signages, if you have signages in your facility now, you must use colors that is visible, very visible, that everyone will know what is being said. Let it be written in bold, in caps, that somebody knows what you are saying, the kind of safety signages you are trying to communicate with them, the warning you are giving them, let it be easily communicated by high contrast signages. So now the best inclusive office isn't saying we have provided something for disabled employees. No, that's not what we're saying. It is saying we designed the building so that different bodies can use it. Different body can use it. Now let's quickly go to the biophilic stress. We have optimizing daylight, where we have wide curtains, open windows, where daylight can reflect into our offices inside of continuous use of bulb, electric bulb or solar bulb. We have internal planting system. All this we can introduce into our facility. We have shaded outdoors. We have, of course, a restorative lounges. So on and on the list. At this time, I think I have to hasten up so that we cover up in the time that we have been allocated for this presentation. We can also have breakout spaces with different levels of stimulation. You know, now exercises are also important to us. We can also simulate exercises even while in our facilities without even taking a walk. Okay, now let's look at identity and dignity-centric amenities. It's talking about a properly designed reflection interface room, lactating room for nursing mother. We mentioned that your facility must be inclusive. All right. In case you have a nursing mother, there should be lactating room where they can breastfeed privately, feel comfortable and all that. Quality staff changing facility. This is also very important. We have a dignified frontline security cleanings, staff lodge. The lounges you're going to have is not only for the organs, not only for managers. Remember, we are working as a team. Your cleaner is important. Your security men, they are all important. If you don't treat them well, when emergency comes, then you realize their importance. accessible toilet, of course, private spaces for sensitive personal needs, adequate lockers and personal storage. Everybody, no matter what, we are all in this building. I still need my space. If possible, I need my little space where I can put my makeup. If I come to work, I can make up privately before our work starts. All right, those are also important. If we provide this for only the executive, then our facility is not psychologically safe. Okay, now let's look at spatial autonomy. Talking about lighting. Is your lighting system see the on and off switch? You should have dimmable lighting now in your facility. You can introduce it. You can introduce the office chair that is ergonomic, adjustable, instead of the normal fixed basic chair. You just come and you sit down like one king and you're having your waist and your arm ache at the end of work. So we have decks that sit down, adjustable decks there. Even our blinds, we have our blinds that we can, instead of using the normal fixed blind, we can also have occupant control blinds, smart shading. All these on and on and on, they are important for us to have our psychologically fit environment. Okay, I'll move, I won't state everything here. Now let's come to this ecological system theory. It is important in facility management because as a facility manager, you are managing people. So it depends on the community you are managing. The system might be with a small system, maybe just managing families, managing persons and workplace, which is the micro ecosystem. In that space, the facility manager's role should be provide safe, healthy, comfortable, accessible, and functional spaces for every person there. Now we'll come to the meso. Of course, having people and organization to manage. You have to coordinate occupants now. It's getting big. Department, contractors, HSC, HR, and security and management. Now, when it comes to the bigger one, the macro or mega, where you have organization and society to manage, you must align with facility or facility with regulations. All right, you must sustain it. Community well-being comes in also, and of course, organizational objective is also important in such ecosystem if you are managing that. Now, we will not do well by not stating the challenges faced by facility managers. Remember, most of them, they are not owners of the facility they are managing. So they also have challenges. So we have also stated some of the challenges that this facility, we have said all these beautiful things, the 5 special design, then if it's not their own building, how do they go about it? So these are some of the challenges facility managers are facing. Limited authority. All right, the FM manager identifies a problem, but may not control final decision. All right, budget constraint. Maintenance and safety improvements may be delayed, and that will also affect the facility manager's functionality. Delayed approval. He has stated things needed, but approval does not come early enough. So we have small faults can become major failure because of delay in approval. They have already stated it, but it was not approved. And we know that leadership is always accountable for something. The owner of the facility is the one, of course, that is accountable for that. Competing priorities. Businesses needs may take priority over maintenance. This is what we all are suffering, both the safety professionals, all right, is a challenge to every one of us. Now, then accountability without authority. Say FM, the facility manager may be blamed for failure. They lack power to prevent. You remember you say it, and the facility manager did not respond early. And so when anything goes wrong in that facility, they might want to point fingers to the facility manager. So these are some few of these challenges we are facing in our facility management. So we say facility managers are often responsible for the facility, but they do not always have the authority to protect it because they do not have the final say. All right. So let's look at sustainability now for the facility manager. Looking at the SDG goal, we can't do this without looking at the SDG goals as it relates to facility management. We have the SDG goal 3, talking about good health and well-being. So a facility manager must ensure this. We are relating with people, planet, and performance, which is key. So we run down that. You must ensure that you are working with healthy people, you're working in a healthy place. All right. I won't be able to state everything, but of course, the material will be shared by our orator. Okay, we are working in line with SDG Code 6, talking about clean water and sanitation, very key. Your facility, as a facility manager, you must provide clean water and proper sanitation in any facility you are managing is key. We'll talk about 7, affordable and clean energy. You can have different energy that you have to use now. Cleaner energy, go for it. Solar and other ones to improve energy efficiency in the facility you are managing. Then we'll go to decent work and economic growth, which is also important. People productivity and of course prosperity comes in there. We have said a lot about social imperatives, so that covers how you relate with people there. We talk about SDG 9, talking about industry, innovation, and infrastructure. All right, you must have smart infrastructure now. You have to stand as an advisor to your facility manager or asset owner to comply at least, if not 100%, 80% to this. Talk about sustainable cities and communities. Okay, talk about responsible consumption and production. Resources efficiency, where you source your material from, is also very key for the facility manager. Talk about climate action, which all of us must be resilient about. Talk about peace, justice, and strong institution. So under this, look at governance, safety, compliance is also key in your facility that you're managing. We talk about partnership, which is key. Partnership for the goals to be achieved. So we say with all this, we have a stronger facility, we have sustainable facility that we are managing. So we say facility manager drives sustainable fine buildings, healthy people, efficient operation, and a better planet. All right. Now, call to action. We have said all this. What is the call to action? What's the way forward? We talk about duty. The facility manager must listen, must pay attention, create safe channels for reporting hazard and concern. If possible, they will have a place to drop it. You have an electronic form or anyhow, if you want to do it manually, people can drop their report without even stating their names. I think that frees you from knowing who is reporting, and so that will help the facility manager and both those that are reporting. So people will feel safe to speak up in that way. If they can drop it on any chat, if you have any chat, you can do it manually or electronically. That will help. We also talk about identity. All right, detect risks, very important. You must carry out risk assessments. Because risk assessment is not just once and for all thing for a facility manager and the safety personnel working with you. Safety risk assessment is a continuous exercise. If we are actually looking at 0 accident in our facility that we are managing, is a very key aspect of it. With this, hazard are prevented early. We talk about inclusiveness. Make your facility safe, accessible, and of course, usable for everyone. No one is the expected outcome is that no one is excluded by the environment. Response. We have asked promptly. Somebody has complained about something, take it up instantly. All right. So this will help help us to resolve problems before they escalate. Communication is key. We have said it. You are working with professionals. You are as well working with unskilled laborers. So the way you communicate with professionals definitely is not the same way you're going to communicate with your skilled laborers that are working with you in your facility. So you come down to their level, knowing that communication is achievable when there is a feedback. Communication is not just passing information, also receiving information and getting feedback from the people you have communicated with. All right, that will enhance better trust and transparency in your work. Then, of course, we have talked about measure. You have a monitor safety, well-being, accessibility, and performance. So you have your key performance indicators that will help you do that, and it will improve it will lead to continuous improvement of your facility. So we have this acronym we always say: see it, hear it, act on it, make it safer for all in your facility as facility manager. So at this point, I think we have been able to successfully manage our time for today. So we say that if every employee in your facility knew something unsafe today, would they feel safe enough to tell you? So you're going to also rate yourself as a facility manager with this saying: have it in heart. If that is what is operational in your facility that you are managing, then you are good to go. But if that is not the case, well, we have learned today. And so we get, in fact, improvement is a continuous thing. So long as you are still alive, there's always room for improvement. Nobody has achieved it all. All right, self-actualization is a continuous thing. Okay, with this, I want to deeply appreciate every one of you for listening. And I think I hand over to our curator, Miss Bolaji Titilayo, all right, for any other conclusive decision on this webinar. Thank you so much for having me. All right.
Thank you so much, man. I can see that participants are already appreciating you with a lot of memes, and we appreciate this session so much. Thank you. Let's keep the clapping rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. And we actually did max 100 participants number. So we have other people joining us on the live stream using the YouTube live stream. Thank you, Madam Kate. We appreciate this. This is not a session that we are going to just randomly come by. Thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate you, Ma. We'll be doing a recap of this session, and I'm going to be yielding to, I don't know, let me check. Fine Bus Safety, are you on this call?
Yes. Thank you very much, Bolaji.
Okay. So you are going to be giving us a recap of a summary of what you've learned from Madam Kate's presentation. And let's note that I can call in any other person or anybody to give a recap. So as you are learning, please always make sure that you have your pen and your paper very close to you, so that when you are getting the point, you're also jotting down what you're learning. So Fine Ball Safety, you have the floor now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Titi. Thank you very much, every participant, and our wonderful speaker, Madam Kate AK. Thank you very much. You got me on a horse race this morning, and I've been really moving at a very, very high speed just to catch up with quite a number of bullets that she's been dropping since. So, yeah, from the conversation today, Madam Kate took us through a kind of conversation today and why it is important for us to understand what facility management is and the safety perspective of it. So, yeah, one thing caught my attention here. Madam Kate said, a building does not talk, equipment do not talk, but people do the talking. She also posits that this is where the S in ESG plays a very great role, and that's the aspect of the social there. Because when it comes to facility, we are interacting with quite a number of operational activities. And also, she tells us that what destroys psychological safety is fear, manipulation, ignoring contractors, and also punishment. She also posits that FM improves psychological safety by ensuring that buildings are functional, safe, and habitable. And for a functional FM person to be in place, he or she must be a great listener. He or she must be inclusive, have the ability to respond greatly, and also take ownership. And that aspect of ownership is very, very critical. She also made us realize that FM, which is facility management, is built around people, place, and process, and that is in consonance with ISO 41011 2024. Psychological safety is not about being nice, it is about giving candid feedback. I thought we had ended there, and she took us straight to part two. And at that point, I said, "Wow, we can't exhaust the conversation today." She tells us what facility managers always interact with. It means that we are the center. However, you are bordered around different functionalities from property managers, building owners, engineers, architects, health and safety, which is, of course, my own field, security, quite a number of them. We can't exhaust the operational angle to this. It also tells us what destroys psychological safety, the aspect of fear, manipulation, ignoring contractors, and obviously punishment, as she mentioned in our conversation. Then she spoke to us about the five pillars of inclusive spatial design, and this place really caught my attention. So I believe many of us will always look at buildings, but we don't actually understand what goes on around the design of structures that we see. And she gave us the five pillars there. I don't want to waste time around conversations there. But one aspect that I think I will want to always speak to here, which is what she mentioned, the aspect of identity and dignity centric amenities. And safe to say, I was within a facility last week and I saw something like that, where areas were created for breastfeeding mothers. We even have crèche in offices and all that. And these are welcoming facility systems or facility designs that we have, and it helps promote psychological safety in the place of work. Madam Kate, thank you very
Thank
much
you
for this
so
wonderful
much.
conversation.
Yes, thank you so much, Fine Boy Safety, Mr. McCoy. I know you could go on and on because it was really, really an educating or educative session. And somebody already even put it in the chat box. I was like, don't be the only person to say everything. I also learned something. Don't be the only one saying it all. I could see Mr. Ayeni did that. Mr. Ayeni, so because of that, I'm going to give you 1 minute to just recap what you have learned. Then we'll go to the question and answer section. Mr. Ayeni, you can unmute yourself and let's hear from you. I could see you also want to share what you have learned.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you. A big thanks to our facilitator and our president. Thank you for this session. Mr. The first speaker rightly, said they almost said everything. But what I just want to say is that I learned that in the past years we have neglected what we call psychological safety and only concentrated on physical safety. So thanks to ILO who dwell much on psychological safety this time, and it's very very key, and it's a point, an important key or point for every FM to take note of. Thank you.
Yes, that is very apt. Thank you very much. It's not just safety is encompassing. We don't just limit it to the physical aspect of safety that we can visibly see, but we also should consider that something is happening in people's brain or in people's mind. So we should know that whatever things we do either in the built environment or even in our day-to-day activities, have an implication on the minds of people. And when your mind is safe, you are safe. So a person that is distorted in the mind is not a safe person to even deal with. So please, let's put this into consideration as we are setting system, procedures and policies in place. Let's remember psychological safety. Thank you so much, Madam Kate, and I appreciate all the two persons that have given us recap. I believe all of us learned from this session. So we'll go straight to the question and answer session. Before I yield also to one of the association member to talk about the association and how you can join the moving train. So question and answer, you can drop your question in the chat box now if you don't want to speak, but I'm only going to allow 3 people to talk, to ask questions. Oh, perfect. Somebody already started raising their hand. So if you want to talk quickly, raise up your hand. I'm only going to allow 3 people to ask question via voice note, while others can put it in the chat box. So I'm going to yield to you now, Mr. Olawole. You can unmute and speak now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam Titilayo.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for this wonderful section. And a very big thanks to our Madam Kate, for this wonderful section, very interacting and impactful. My question comes from under universal physical. Madam, you made mention of high physical contrast, that is signage. What are the type of signages that we can be looking into when we are doing the work of FM? Thank you very much, ma'am.
So thank you, Madam Kate. The order is that once they ask, you answer so that you not miss any of the points. So you have the floor, ma, to answer the questions. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for asking that question. We are talking about health and safety community. So the signages we are looking at as safety signages. Importantly, safety signages. We might have other signages, but we are working under health and safety community. So we know safety first, safety always. So for all your safety signages, we are talking about you making it visible. All right, using the normal safety color that is visible, reflective, and also make it bold. All right, that everyone can read. If you cannot read, you notice the color, you know that they are trying to communicate something to you. That's how we're talking about that signages. So you must have a high contrast color that is visible to all right? Like for example, in your building, if there's any protrusion, you can use a very visible red color while that place is still under maintenance, that everyone passing through will actually notice that there's something protruding out of that aspect of your facility that is still under maintenance. So that's where that point came in. I hope I've been able to answer your question, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Very good.
All right, thank you very much. So also, I would like to add that things or signages like work safely, your family are expecting you from home, your family love you, or something like to trigger people that the life they are living, also they are living for their family also, so that whenever they are taking any actions, they take it safely so that they can return home safely. Things like that. Also things like you are not alone, whatever you are feeling, it is normal, or something like you matter, something like appreciative words also can encourage people and also make them feel important in the workplace. So we can consider all this, not just this, though a safety first or you muster point and the likes. We can also incorporate all this into our built environment. Okay, I'm going to yield to the second person. Mr. Abayomi, you have the floor. You can unmute. Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Good morning. Confirm you can hear me.
Good morning. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you, Madam Titilayo. And Madam Kate, thanks for the lecture. It's very inspiring. And you talk about psychological safety. And in that area, you mentioned that how do you treat your contractors, your vendors, that payment of their due as at when they are completing the job. But if you are working with a company and as a facility managers and the payment is not paying as at when due, how do you handle this situation? And you keep raising the issues and flagging it off, and at times they see it as being overzealous or too emotional about it. So, what are the ways? How do you handle such situations? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Towards the end, I stated the challenges that we have as facility managers. We also, as safety professionals, we are also facing such issues. But what we do is, for you as a facility manager, you have to shoot up your game. You have to let the facility asset owner, the facility owner, the asset owner or manager know that this is very important for us to still sustain our facilities, still retain our tenants, still retain whoever is occupying our facility. We have to see into this maintenance, all right? You don't just have facility without maintenance and you expect people to also be your tenants. So by the time you bring it down to that, letting them know that especially when it comes to finance, all right, financing your activity, we put you in continuity in that facility. We have seen facilities that people used to do a lot of things there, and today they are no more. That is because of poor management, and it's not totally the fault of the facility manager, but also they will also attribute the blame to the asset owner who have not done the needful, especially when it comes to resources. Let's bring it down to finance. All right, no matter what we say, we still need finance to maintain our facility. So let the asset owner knows that accountability is their priority, their first priority for them to have a sustainable facility. So that's the way, maybe Madam Titi will also add to it. All right. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Thank you so much, Ma. Please mute yourself. Our facilitator is asking if the question is properly answered. You can answer that and help us mute your mic back. Thank you.
Yes,
can you confirm she has answered it? Okay. So buttressing on it also is that as a FM practitioners, I know that we encounter this. FM is a very broad kind of a profession that anyone can be, and it can be exhausting because I've been there and I'm there. So what we can do is let's prioritize in the sense that what are the important aspects of our services that we know that if this thing fail, right? If this thing fails, it is going to affect major operations. Let's put it in order of priority. So things like that, you know that you don't joke with those vendors. You can also make sure that you are doing vendors engagement on either biannual schedule or a quarterly schedule or annual schedule, depending on what's convenient for you. And don't just leave the procurement team to engaging your vendors alone, because they are coming to your site, right? And you are the one that is going to experience whatever service they give to you. So make sure that you have a cordial relationship with them. And I believe that when you have a cordial relationship with them, most of the time they will understand that there is delay in their payment due to so. And also make sure that after you have prioritized, let the procurement and the management know the service that you cannot joke with, for them to know that this is priority service. We need to pay, either if it's the agreement is monthly or quarterly or 6 months or immediate. So you have to class your operations or your services that you need to be able to fill into this. I hope I'm able to answer an aspect of that question properly. So I'm going to be yielding to Mr. Chidozie to ask his question. I noticed that 2 other persons raised their hand. I'm going to allow you, but no further hands will be allowed or persons will be allowed. So Mr. Chidozie, you can ask your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, thank you. I'm here in the United Arab Emirates. That's where I'm watching from. Thank you. It was really exciting. I learned a lot. But I have a question. You know, when you mention the position or the role as facility manager, most of his work is advisory. He's going to advise. He's going to intermediate between the worker, the least worker, the top management, and also the regulator. So I think the governmental policies, standards, or regulations has a role to play to support whatever he's doing, because he is an employee like every other person. If there is nothing to back him up or back her up in some of all these things, because if you look, he advised, for example, he noticed something and somebody, a contractor or whatever, an organization, they are so this is to make money and live. So and now he comes in because whatever he's bringing in has to be backed up with what the regulator, what are the standard, what is required. I work with ADNOC, or most of all these things we have. So it's more or less not so much on the side of the person, but I believe the facility manager you're saying should come from somebody who's so grounded in safety, because that is the closest role that can do this, because he has to know the regulators, what is applicable, because he need to quote it. He need to know what is, like what you have said, in this assessment. Not somebody who doesn't know this cannot. He has to know how to intermediate, has to know how to advise and carry out audit, inspection, and then come up to presentation and also monitoring whatever he has done. So here is not so much difficult, because they have policies. Both the national, internationals have policies which has to be implemented. All you need to know is to put the policy, and ahead it goes. Otherwise, the organization suffers it. I give you an example. If by now we are in summer here, the temperature is very high, the government have put up a policy between 12:30 in the afternoon till 10 o'clock. Nobody is seen to walk outside because the temperature is very high. You can't withstand it. Within the next 10 minutes, you must be dehydrated and you maybe can lead to heat stroke. So the policy has come to play. So for him, what he need to do, or for her, what he need to do is to what? Just put in what the government policy has said. Now and watch it. Remind the organization he's working. This is what the policy says. And venture they decide not to follow the policy, the governmental policy, organization, I mean the government, the standards has a very are you hearing me?
I'll need you to wrap up your points so that we can allow others. Thank you. Yes.
And again, for this position, it should be from somebody who's grounded in safety, health, safety, and environment, so that this can be well delivered. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chidozie. I believe that that's more of a contribution, not a question. So thank you for your contribution. I'm going to yield to Mr. Oyelaki. Oyebode, please unmute yourself and please let your question be brief. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Titi Safety, and to our facilitator. The Lord bless you in Jesus' name. We appreciate your time, and this was actually impactful. And good morning, everyone, on this very platform. Well, my question goes thus. Yeah, in the course of the presentation, our facilitator mentioned, um, she mentioned about the safety, that's psychological safety. Now, in the course of this, then I got to understand why she was making a presentation about the people, the colleagues you work with, the staff that works with you. They must also, at a point in time, they must also be psychologically balanced. Now, in a situation whereby you have so many, staff working with you, but when we have good heads, we also have this, bad eggs amongst them. Now, for those that naturally they are just meant to just make sure that they make things to be distorted. They want things to be in shambles. Now, for this set of people that you work with, and you really want everyone to work together as a team to make things work in a very good manner, in such that, like you mentioned in the hidden cost under the psychological safety, you mentioned about the hidden cost of silence. Yeah, you said it earlier that silence might not really result as you doing well, but it might be because one or two of the colleagues or the staffs are panicking, about your kind of approach. Some feel unsafe, you know, under that same condition, that atmosphere where they work, and workers notices, worker hesitates, says nothing, and you said about the hazards ever, escalates. At the end of the day, it becomes an incident. Now, in this aspect, when you have people that are very heady, that do not really want to go along in line with whatever instruction that is being given, which is still good as per the work related, you know. Now, their own is just to make sure that things go wrong. In this kind of, working alongside with this set of people, how do you handle them? When you really want things to work well and you want to work as a team with them, then how do you handle such sets of bad eggs amongst the good ones? Thank you. My submission, ma.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for raising that up. I'm going to answer that question based on my experience as an industrial social welfare. As under our psychological need as human, after talking about the basic one, food, shelter, the next one we're talking about after safety, we're talking about the ability for us to be loved. Everyone actually at the background needs love. So as a facility manager, as a manager, to manage people is one of our professional ethics on how to relate with human. Call that person, call them out, and by the time you speak to them one-on-one with love, you will find out that such people that tends to be difficult to break down in tears. There are hidden issues. We're talking about, that's why this psychological safety and psychosocial safety is my passion ever since ILO brought it up. Get down to the deep cause of that person's action. Nobody reacts irrationally without a background issue. So at side work, we're also going to have relationship. We are workers, but also when we relate, when the facility manager is being able to point out one or two persons, call he or she alone to your office and speak to that person. Ask one or two questions about what that person is passing through. You'll be surprised that have personal issues. That when you resolve, that seemingly stubborn person will become an advocate of peace and give you rest in that facility you are managing. So because of our time, I couldn't really dive into such areas, but this little point I've given to you will let you know, as a manager, there are some management skills you should learn on how to manage people. All right, you are not managing facility now. You know that social imperative is key. So one-on-one, call them, discuss with them, and at the root, you find out that there's something wrong with that person in terms of relation, what he or she is passing through. And once you get it done, speaking from experience, you win that person's heart. That person will even become the advocate of peace in your workplace. We don't have all the day, all day to discuss this. I hope I've been able to answer your question to an extent. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Ma. Yeah, you have to an extent, but I just need to point this out. Well, this set of people, in a way, had been called upon. This is actually a passion that I have. Over 25, 26 years, I'd called so many, and at a point, I had to dwell into whatever it is that is bothering some of them. I had to also, come into their matter, you know, financially, support spiritually, in a way, and make sure that at least they are safe and there is changes. Yes, within a month, you see that great changes. But when we say something is in one, like it has become a nature, which you had tried as much as possible. Now they're seeing that like a weakness by coming into their fear, by helping out, and thinking that at the point in time when they show that habit again, something would also come up. You get what I'm saying? Within the environment where I work, this is what I see often. So it will now be seen like a weakness that, oh, if you show one attitude
Hello,
in a
Mr.
workplace.
Oyebode. Thank you.
Yes.
So sorry, really so sorry for cutting in. I know if you want to share your experience or you want to get the download of how to manage these experiences, we will not leave here today. So I'm going to you and the facilitator, you can have a behind the scene engagement for further learning and the likes. And also you can also reach out to me too. I can also provide the little information I can. I've worked with difficult people before, and to the glory of God, I've been able to also manage them. So that we will allow others to talk and we can end this session as early as possible. So I
It's all
have
right.
to
Thank you.
cut short. Yeah, thank you. So Mr. Festus, you have the floor. Mr. Ernest, aha, I said nobody should raise hand. You want to put me in tight corner. No problem. All right. So, Mr. Festus, you have the floor. Mr. Ernest, I'm only going to give you 30 seconds for your question, while Mr. Festus have a minute maxi for your question. Thank you. Mr. Festus, your time is reading. You can unmute and ask a question. All right, Mr. Ernest, you can ask your own question. Seems Mr. Festus. Okay. Mr. Ernest, ask your question, then I'll yield back to Mr. Festus. Mr. Festus, please check your device. Yes. Let
My
Mr.
audible.
Oh, okay. Please go ahead while we
Okay,
allow.
sorry. I think it's the network. Okay. Good morning, Madam Titi.
Good morning.
Madam Kate, good morning, ma. Thank you for that powerful delivery. I can tell you knowledge have been shared and a lot have been said here. Okay. I joined a bit late and thank God for those recap. It's also expanded my knowledge more. My question goes thus. I will have toyed the line of the last speaker, that is Mr. Adedoyin, or I can't remember his name fully now, but he have said some things that I need to say. So let me ask this question straightforward. I enter a place and I saw that the facility is
Sorry, Mr. Festus. I think we lost him due to network. Okay, Mr. Ernest, please ask your question. I don't know how to notify him that the network has pulled him out. Mr. Ernest, please ask your question. I'm sure when you come back, we can still consider that.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Straight to the point in the next 30 seconds. I want to ask, as a facility manager, managing a property of many businesses. Now, if in a situation where the landlord or the parent owner of the property always makes decision that influences the facility manager's decision. Moreover, in a situation whereby when there is a facility meeting, it begins to bring mistrust that other people does not trust whatever they bring. No opinion is being taken because they knows that the MD of the parent of the holding company will always influence any decision they make. Most times it affects this decision about fueling, car park arrangement, and some other things. In such situation, it's because it makes the facility manager nobody trusts him. Anything people begin to lose communication trust in him. They cannot relate with him situations thereabout. In a situation like that, what could the facility manager do to remedy the situation? Thank you.
All right. I want to say this, that before we even accept our employment or our they want to source us as facility managers, there must be terms of agreement or whatsoever to be something that an underlining statement that you should sign. You leverage on that. So as facility managers, in fact, this question you have brought forward is something that the association will work towards. So the association working towards is that they are going to state the things, the terms and conditions for each facility manager, which will be presented as part of your agreement before even taking up that employment or before even taking up that consultancy aspect of that facility management. And such things should be clearly stated that as a facility manager, this and this decision should be finally yours when it comes to managing the facility. So when we have one or two of such being stated as a guideline to our activities as facility managers, I think that will go a very long way in sorting out such issues. It's not just the facility managers that are facing these issues. The safety professionals too, we are facing such issues, especially when it comes to asset owners. So some of those things we stated, we get there by God's grace. It's not something only one person, it's not one person's decision, but it should come as an association supporting facility managers wherever they find themselves, that this ethics, let's put it as ethics of our professionalism. If you want us to function properly and manage your facility the way it ought to be, then you should give us these opportunities and sign these terms of engagement before even we begin. I think that will help us. That will go a far way. And also, relationship matters. You are also to relate with the asset owner in such a manner that you are being trusted to handle their facility. In fact, trust is one of the major things when it comes to managing a facility. If I don't trust you as an asset owner, then how do you come in to carry out your activity successfully as a facility manager? So that it's something that we're going to look two-way. You proving yourself to an extent, and of course having terms and a condition of engagement before even starting. I think I don't know if I've answered your question to an extent, and our curator is also there to add to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, okay, go ahead, please. It has been answered, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Festus, we lost your audio in the middle of your question. So please, let's make it brief.
Okay,
before
thank you.
the network kicks you out.
All right. Thank you, Madam Titi. Somewhere that the network is not stable. Okay, straight to the question. Okay, my question is that I entered a facility and I met some of the workers there, but behold, what I saw in that facility is not palatable. So I asked them a few questions around that, but they were saying the owner of these work, they can't talk. And I can tell you for free, most of these Chinese companies, they have a lot of psychological unsafety things happening there. So what is FM? What can they do to do a kind of secret shopping or something like that to also unravel this and address it? That is my question.
Okay. I will want to relate it to safety as well, because we are working in the same path to achieving a healthier work environment or facility. So we are going to have our task force by God's grace. And so by the time our safety task force will go around, all right, kind of safety audit of facilities, I think by the time they see external forces coming to check their facility, that will help the facility manager. We'll come around, audit and check. These are external auditors, regulatory bodies that will come around and check your facility. And once they state that this and this, you have to put it in order. You know, our first visit is to point out, after our audit, what you should improve regarding safety in your facility. And the second visit will now be enforcement. So you let such people know that there's consequences when you fail to comply to the standard that is expected of every facility, because you can't engage people in a facility that is unsafe. All right. So we state that clearly. I think the regulatory body, the Safety Institute, you know, work in collaboration with FM and other relevant agencies to see this actualize. So it's not just what the facility manager can handle when it comes to this aspect that you're talking about. So the regulatory body, the institute, we are going to work in collaboration to silence this. It has been a long issue that we need to resolve. So I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Thank you, Madam Kate. Perfectly. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. So there is a question in the chat room that I'm trying to school to read to you, ma. Does the law permit a nursing mother to be in her work facility with her baby? If yes, can it be used against the organization when an incident occurs and the baby is trapped in the facility? That's the question, ma.
When we state about workers, all right, there is no workplace that we don't have female workers. And of course, if we have female workers, we should make provision for lactating mothers. And when we talk about human, it's the first when we talk about sustainability. We talk about human sustainability. That's the first we talk about before even talking about social sustainability and other sustainability. Yes, it is key. Okay, I won't stand to say yes that I know if there's any of such, because we don't quote what we are not sure. But under the welfare scheme, it's part of it that pregnant women and nursing mothers be given the opportunity to go for antenatal as well as to take care of their young babies. They are our future. They are our future. All right. So that's every organization. If such things happen, there should be provision for the young ones that are coming. I remember some organizations already have a creche to accommodate our wards while their mothers are working. They have some organizations are doing that, part of their welfare scheme, and which others should also emanate. But I can't state exactly what. I'm not sure whether it has been signed in law. But if it's under welfare, yes. Yes. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Yes, thank you very much, ma. I believe you actually did justice to the question. And I also want to add that as much as we cannot specifically say that the law binds any organization to provide for nursing mothers care or welfare, any organization that decide to do that, because every organization with their own peculiarity, their ethics and policy around how things are going to be run. So organizations that are going to be considering that, I am very sure that they will have done their risk assessment, they will have done facility assessment of the safety and health of people in that place. And they don't put that kind of consideration in an open, let's say a construction site. You now decide that you want to put that, right? It is not going to be something that is advisable. And when they choose to do that, we have organizations that they have MOU with daycare or crèche, or what do we call these facilities? They tell they put or slot in their workers to go and drop their baby. It's always very close to their organization or head office or something. So the worker can easily go there and go and see the child during their break period and come. And for facilities that have it inbuilt, I am sure they have done all the necessary health and safety risk assessment to be able to incorporate this. If you don't have all these things done and checked, please don't push for it. Thank you. So we have come to the end of the question and answer session. Thank you, Mr. Chidozie, for your input. I believe others can also read through and learn from it. I have dropped the attendance in the chat box. Please ensure that you fill the attendance. Please ensure that you fill the attendance, because majority of us will come to my chat box and say they did not see attendance. Please ensure it's going to close by exactly 1 p.m. because we did a stretch so that it can accommodate possible delays. Please ensure that you fill the attendance. It is through the attendance that we can send the training material, the recordings, and your certificate of participation to you. We are going to go to appreciating our facilitator. Thank you so much, Ma, for honoring our call and for letting us learn from your wealth of experience. We appreciate you and we do not take this for granted. So we'll be giving you a certificate of appreciation. We cannot pay you for the time for you to put the slides to and the training material to order, even the time to train us. So the little we can do is to appreciate you with our certificate of appreciation. That thank you for honoring our call and we appreciate you. I don't know if Dr. Olumide I know is available, or the registrar of the association. Anyone available? Dr. Olumide, are you on this call? Because I noticed the network kicked him out early. The registrar, sir, are you on this call? Are you free to do that? Or like call on somebody else? Okay, so I would like to call on ESV Farouk. Is a very prominent member of the association. I would like to give you the opportunity and the honor to help us do the presentation of this award to Madam Kate. You have the floor, sir. Am I being heard? Is ESB Farouk available to do that, or the registrar? Mr. Glory, please go ahead and do it. Mr. Glory Adebayo, the secretary of the conference, the LOC committee of the conference that we are having in September, this coming month, 18 and 19. So, Mr. Glory, please do that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Kate Nekaike, for watering our wealth of knowledge this morning. We really appreciate it. And on behalf of the National Executive Council, the Board of Trustees, and members of Association of Facility Management Practitioners, Nigeria, we hereby present the certificate of appreciation. This certificate is presented to Mrs. Kate Nekaike in recognition of your presentation during the Health and Safety Community Chelsea in the Built Environment Live webinar, dated 15th August 2026. Thank you very much, and God bless you, ma'am. Please, can we appreciate her for...
Thank you so much, Dr. Olumide and LBS School of Association of Facility Managers. I appreciate you greatly. It's a great privilege to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, everyone on this call. I deeply appreciate your contribution, your presence. Without you all, there wouldn't have been a webinar. Thank you, friends, family that joined. Thank you, our curator, our beautiful curator, Madam Titilayo Bolaji. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the president of your association and the ESCO. Thank you so very much for having me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for the wonderful time. Thank you for also appreciating us. We want to talk about the facility management conference that is coming up on the 18th and 19th. So, Mr. Glory Adebayo, you can still go ahead and talk about it briefly before we leave this call. I'm going to share the flyer. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And good morning once again to everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar this morning. And as you can have it on the screen, the facility management, the backbone for Nigerian prosperity. And I can assure you that this conference, this edition is a kind you don't want to miss. I'm telling you. And is open to everyone, every professional, every engineers, every safety professionals, every field in the built environment. You are welcome to be part of this conference. And one of the highlights of this conference is that we are not just coming to gather to share knowledge to attend conference alone. We are coming together again to explore the Rock City, Abeokuta. We'll be having a tour starting from Thursday to Olumo Rock, the Adiremo, to some other exciting tour sites. Paraventure will be able to meet up at the new international airport in Ekperu, Ogun State. So we want to implore everyone to be part of this conference. You can register today, right about now. Let me see if I can get I'm trying to get the link to the registration. All right, so you have the link to the registration on the comment section already. So you can start registering now. You can, and early birds opens in 5 days time, we'll be closing the early bird for members 20,000, non-member 30,000, and students that are in our midst 5,000 naira. And as well, we also have some exciting plans for accommodation and transportation, which will be dropped on the delegate platform for as many people that have registered, and for some of our members on the national platform. And the moment you join as you register as a non-member, you will also have access to some of this information on the accommodation and transportation plan. And we're also looking at if we explore rail stations. So it will be a form of a vacation, excursion, and interactive section. Even we are sharing knowledge inside the train station before we get to the conference center. So please encourage people around you, professionals around you, to be part of this conference. And I'm telling you, it will be one exciting one that you don't want to miss. Thank you very much.
Yes, so thank you very much, Mr. Glory, for doing justice to that. I believe that their mouth is already watering and they are interested in being a part of this. We encourage you, as the LOC chairperson of the conference, you should be sure that I'm not going to give you what you will not appreciate. So be ready that you are going to have an experience, not just an attendance. You are going to have an experience in Abeokuta come 18th and 19th of September. So we look forward to receiving you and hosting you and making sure that you enjoy this conference. Thank you also for joining this webinar. We look forward to you coming also to join us next month. Mr. Oyelakin, let me stop the recording. All right, Mr. Oyelakin, you have something to say before we end. This meeting room is going to I'm going to close it by 12:10, exactly 12:10. I'm going to close it. So if you have not registered your attendance, please make use of the attendance link to register your attendance. And for people that are live streaming, I'm so sorry, I almost got that some people are live streaming. Please, you can also document your attendance on the live stream platform. I'm going to put it down there now. So, Mr. Oyelakin, you have the floor. Just 2 minutes and we are off. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, our indefatigable Madam Titi Safety. God bless you. We thank you for your time. Well, I actually just want to ask, we've not really been able to get intimated about the cost for the accommodation, cost for the transportation, whether by rail or by road. I wouldn't know if this is still under deliberation. So I feel, at least by now, we should have been in the know of how much all this logistic costs. Thank you.
Yes, and I would say on behalf of the team, we are sorry about that. The information has been ready, and you can be rest assured that on the delegate platform and members platform, you are going to get that information today. You are going to get that information today. Everything about the modalities of the transportation and the lights has been put up together, and it is already ready for sharing. So you get it in any moment from now on the delegate platform and members platform. Thank you.
Thank you as always. God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. And we look forward to receiving you in the next session that we'll be having next month. So watch out for the date of next month. We look forward to hosting you again. And you can be rest assured that we are not going to bring any topic that you will not like. It is topic that you would really be interested in participating on. And also erudite professionals is going to be the one taking the session for next month. So watch out on every platform that you have joined through, and we look forward to hosting you all again next month. And we look forward to receiving you also in our forthcoming conference. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you. So for everyone that is still on this call, you can unmute yourself and say hello. Thank you, AFMPN. You can also put on your
Madam
video.
Titi.
Hello,
Yes,
thank
you can put
you.
on your
Madam
video.
Titi Safety.
Keep
Thank you,
on.
Thank you.
FMPN.
Keep up the
Hello.
good
Thank
work.
you.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you.
Thank you.
See
We
you
are
next
grateful.
month.
Appreciate you.
See you next month.
Thank
See you in the
you,
conference.
everyone.
See you
Thank
next
you.
month.
Madam Titi, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Titi.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Madam Titi, this Kingsley, thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, my former colleague. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
what you
My
are
boss
doing.
lady, I greet you, ma.
Thank you. Thank
very
you
much.
for appreciating me. I appreciate you too. Thank you for joining. We look forward to
Thank you.
receiving you next
Thank you,
month.
hello, Sichia. Hello, Sichia. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much.
Miss
Mr.
Titi, it's
Isaac
nice
is
seeing your
I
face. It's nice
appreciate
seeing your
you.
face once again.
I appreciate
Yes,
you.
Luther, it's good to see you too. Thank you,
Mm,
everyone. Thank
that
you
was
for
a nice
joining.
one.
You're
Thank you. Thank
welcome.
you. I appreciate you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Yes,
Yeah.
you can join the
Bye.
conference, register and
Yes, sir.
attend.
Yes, yes. Thank you
All
for all you
right.
do.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You today, yesterday na Friday, today don't be Saturday. We had a pending agreement. May God, may devil bless you, make you wrong go. Now you are the talk.